Hello, I'm Anthony O'Sullivan, working for the private sector development at the OECD, and I want to thank the German Marshall Fund for this invitation at the conference today. I chaired a panel on international financial cooperation, and I would say one of the main conclusions or directions from this panel is that there is a need to increase the financing that SMEs have access to. And this is through a number of different mechanisms, and I would cite 6 in particular. The first is to improve the legislation of the elements that are protecting the banks. So that's the bankruptcy laws, for example, or legislation referring to collateral, which has to be collateral for movable assets and immovable assets. A second issue that needs to be improved for access to finance is around the question of information, and this is credit information for banks, and that's credit scoring in particular. A third is to improve, actually on the demand side, the ability of entrepreneurs to generate funding, and that's to fill out the dossiers that are needed for entrepreneurs so that they get the access to finance. A fourth element that came out in terms of reforms is in particular to help the support along the lines of enforcement, the rule of law in particular. So this is financing for the judges, the training of the judges, and speeding up the court system in particular. So those are several elements of reforms that are needed in the medium to short term. In the longer term, there's an important need for greater integration, trade and financial integration in the region. So microeconomic reforms that can be directed towards trade and investment in the region are very much encouraged. And finally, there's a need to focus more on inclusive growth. So this means growth related to youth, related to the integration of women, growth related to reduction of inequalities. So specific macroeconomic policies related to that are fundamentally important. All of this needs to happen very fast. That was the consensus of the panel. So we're looking at targeted reforms in the next 2 to 3 years, which can be supported by international financial institutions. Thank you.